Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Bohan. Today we're going to working on another challenge on the Let's Defend platform. If you don't know what Let's Defend is, be sure to check out my previous videos about Let's Defend. Basically, it is a platform designed for the SOC analysts. They have alerts you can resolve, and they have the challenges you can solve, such as DFIR and the malware analysis. But today we're going to focus on this alerts part. So the alerts I'm going to working on today is the SOC146 phishing mail detected XIL 4.0 macros, which this event is being triggered on June 13, 2021 at 2:13 p.m. and it is categorized as event ID 93, and it is exchange. It is a type is exchange, so we know that it is related to the phishing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to by looking at this part, we see that this phishing it is coming from SMTP mail server at this IP address, and our device is allowed this allowed this phishing email comes in, and it is going to this source IP source address. It is this. So I think this one is sender's address, and this one is destination address, and the subject is saying the meeting notes, and then the email. We'll have this email in here. So I'm going to assign take ownership. So after I take the ownership, this one becomes get into the investigation channel. So the Let's Defend platform, they are designed for the SOC analyst. So if you're working a SOC, depends on what kind of companies you're working at. So they will have some sort of tools similar to this, but this one is pretty much simplified. But they will definitely have some similar tools that you can use, similar to this type of interface. So this alerts has been sent into the investigation channel, so we can go into doing more investigation. So the actions I can take, I think I'm going to create a case in this case. So click button to create a case. Okay. So this is incident details. So we see that this is the exchange server we created at June 19, which is today, and it is saying phishing mail detected XIL 4.0 macro. So if you guys don't know what macro is, basically it is type of scripts being embedded into the Microsoft products such as Word or Excel, which macros originally used by people like in a good purpose. They can automate a lot of tasks, but this type of techniques can also be abused by the attackers to crafting malicious scripts inside the macros, such as reverse shell, a lot of like a keyboard stealer, like a keystroke stealer. You can creating in the macros. So a lot of malicious actions can be created in the macros. So we are going to start a playbook. So if you don't know what playbook is, basically it is a set of actions you can take. In this case, we can going to start our playbook. So it is asking for, we need to parse the email. So before starting the analysis, information about incoming email should be obtained. When was it sent? What's the email's SMTP address? What is sender's address? What is recipient's address? Is the email content suspicious? Are there any attachment? So in this case, I think I'm going to duplicate this tab. This is my first time doing this scenario, so I'm a little bit confused, but let's see. I'm just going to copy this into my notes, into my cherry tree, so that I know that this one will be one of the case I'm going to track. So just give me a second. So I'm actually going to click the next button. So it's asking me, are there any attachments or URLs in the email? Please click yes if there are attachments or URLs in the email. If there are no attachments or URLs in the email, please click no. So we need to make a decision. So this one we need to go into. They have this new feature called mailbox. Basically, you can track all these emails. So we need to investigating our company's email. So we need to just go into monitoring investigation channels, and we see that our recipient is this destination address. This is our company's email. So I'm going to open another tab and going to the mailbox and just search for our email. I'm not sure why, but it is not in here. Yeah, so I think I did some, I'm confused, but this is their new features. So I'm just going to, it is not in the mailbox, but it is in here. So it says from SMTP address. So this basically, it is all of the information we needed. So I'm going to put into my notes. So there is attachment available to us, which is a zip file. It is a password infected zip file. So I'm going to choose, there is attachment in there, and I'm going to choose yes. So the next step is going to be perform a dynamic analysis on the attachment we observe, we received and we observed. So it says, hello, please inspect your docs as one document that you can find through the attachment. So we're gonna utilize third-party tools to doing the analysis, but in most cases, all these tools, it is third parties, which means they are not anything you uploaded to these sites are not private. So other people can see it. Other people can analyze your the file you uploaded. So just be in mind that if you have sensitive information or sensitive data, you do not want to upload to those sites. So that you need to protecting your client's data. So you do not want to upload all the sensitive information to all these third-party sandbox. So let's just download this file to our Windows VM so we can do more analysis on it. So it is asking my username and password. Okay, so I'm going to do this very quick. Yeah. Just a struggle this one. So my username and my password. Yeah. Okay. So we can download this file. Before we do that, we need to make sure that we disable the Windows Defender because this file is malicious. So our Windows real-time monitoring definitely will trigger it. So let's just disable it. in the case that we do not want the trigger, we do not want our file to be deleted. So it should be disabled by now. So let's just download it. And move it to the desktop. So it's asking for the password. Password is infected. Okay, so now we have this malicious file available to us. So we want to do like a dynamic analysis on this one. So just remember that all I'm doing here is in this case we assume this is not containing any sensitive data, but in the real world, if you work in a SOC, I'm sure your company has some tools, internal tools. So just make sure you do not upload any sensitive information to the third-party sandbox. One thing you can do is to I'm also have this Kali Linux available to us. So you can either get a hash upload to here, or you can use upload the file to the virus total. So I prefer I prefer to use hashes, because you just only upload the metadata. You do not upload the actual file, so it will save you a lot of times. So I guess I need to I need to like log in again. All right, so just to do this very quick, Security Ninja, and my password. So we got this file. So I copied to the to our Kali machine, and the reason I do it on the Kali is because I want to get its hash. But okay. So sorry guys. So actually I can do that in the PowerShell. I almost forgot that PowerShell has these features. So I think it is yeah, so it is get file hash. Yeah, always remember all these features you have on your Windows PowerShell. So the by default, I think it is getting SHA-256. So that is exactly what we wanted. So let's just copy it to our oh, this is like administrator, so it is not possible to just drag it. It's unfortunately. We can use like a regular PowerShell command prompt. So get hash. It is get file hash, right? So this is like our file hash, and we can just like put it into the virus total, right? So we see that this has been triggered by 25 vendors. It is still active, so which is still active on 3 days ago. We have couple vendors has already did a static analysis on this file, so which is inquest.labs and times underscore bot. So it is like a micro file detected by 25 vendors, so we know that it is malicious. So we can going back to our case. So in this case, we can say it is malicious, but definitely you can utilize other tools. We can utilize hyper analysis as well. So just we can doing a cross references if you want to, but you will always want to save time. Like in the real cases, you can use these tools to also verify, but we want to save more time because any SOCs is time sensitive. So I'm going to choose malicious. So you know that you can just add in the hash to the, you can just add in the hash to that field, just collecting some evidence, right? So you can add this as your it's this MD5 hash. Sure, I'm gonna just like, if you want an MD5 hash, I can give you an MD5 hash, but I think, yeah, sure. ORGORITHM. You just want MD5 hash, okay? Oh god. GORALGORITHM. Okay, so I'm going to add in the MD5 hash to the case notes. So this is like a reference for you to use. So you can add more. So email sender, you want to know that. So email senders, it is from this mail address. Email domain, right? Email domain is this one. IP address, right? IP address, we know that it is this one, right? So you can definitely doing more analysis on those IP. Definitely you can utilize VirusTotal or hyper-analysis. So we can use hyper-analysis, but in this case, I'm going to just use VirusTotal to see what kind of IP those, if that IP is actually being flagged as a malicious IP. So I'm just going to use this one very quick. So it is come back as clean. I'm also going to check on this this domain name to see in the hyper analysis. This time I'm going to check it. Just say if it is actually legit. So I just hate this kind of stuff, like verify if you're a bot or not. God, please. Oh. Yeah, so you just need to consent it. It comes back as clean, but obviously we know this is a malicious document. So in this case, I'm just not gonna to like, I'm still gonna include it, but our VirusTotal or like hyper analysis comes back as clean. So you just want to moving fast, so you're just gonna go into next. So check if mail delivered to the users. Answer the following questions by determining whether the email is delivered by looking at the device action part of the alert's detail. Device actions, I'm not sure where that is. So this is allowed. it is allowed. So I think in this case, since it is allowed, so I'm going to choose it was been delivered. Delete email from recipient. So you should delete the malicious email from user's mailbox. Please click delete button to delete malicious email. Yeah, so this case, this is like a lot of simplified steps for you to perform. So just click delete it. Check if someone opened malicious file or URI. Please go to log management page and check if the C2 address accessed. You can check if this malicious file is run by searching the C2 address of the malicious file. Please check yes if someone accessed malicious address. Otherwise, please check no button. So you wanna go into the log. You wanna go into the log management, right? So I'm going to open it. You wanna, I think what you wanna do is to this one is SMTP SMTP IP address. So I'm gonna just see if this IP address is in the log. It is not in the log. We want to also check if on the VirusTotal, if this is trying to communicating back to any remote IP address. So it's definitely connecting, trying to contacting some like IP address, remote IP. So we see that we have some remote IP address over there. And there's some like HTTP requests being made after the microbe is being executed. Some DNS resolution in here and some IP traffic. So it is not very clear what exactly we need to perform, but by searching the C2 address of the malicious file. Okay, so I assume it is not 100% clear, but we can check. I think those are the IP traffic is being contacted once this file was being ran. So we can just search it. So it is not in there, obviously. And we can also check for a couple external IP address to see if it is being hit by this file. So in this case, we can actually see that it is a proxy activities. So it is making a request to this URL, so which is matches with what we see in the VirusTotal. It is this URL in here. So we know that it is actually making the HTTP request to the remote user, remote C2 address. So in this case, we know the malicious IP. We see it is this one. So actually, I'm gonna add it to my notes just to like make sure that I know what kind of IP this file is being contacted. So what we want to check a little bit more. So we want to check on also this request UI. We want to do a little bit more investigation since there are a couple more IP we haven't checked yet. So I'm going to check this one as well. So I know in this case it has been too slow. You should be perform this a lot faster compares to my speed. So in the real case, this is like a kind of like a in the SOC you need to really reacting really fast. So I'm just gonna to perform in a way that you guys can follow up. So okay, so another IP is being contacted. So we can see that this is the IP, this is a domain. We're also being saved in the virus total, so we can copy it. Also to just to copy our IP address to my notes. And the last IP we're gonna check is this one. Just checking our logs. So basically, what this is doing is to this parent process export.exe, which is like one of this when you open this explorer, it will be open your folders. You can searching for the folders, so which is opened by the explorer and spawn the child process exile.exe. So once the microfile being executed, once the microscript being executed, this exile.exe is making a GET request to that malicious C2 address and trying to either download more malicious payloads to the user's machine, or doing some malicious actions. So the last address we haven't checked is this 92, so we want to check on that as well. Sure. Oh God. So the 92 comes back clean, so we didn't see anything. So in this case, we're gonna say yes, because we see it. So it says, please go to EDR page and contain the user's machine. After contain, please click next button to finish the playbook. So we're gonna go to the endpoint security. Oh God, this is like a new interface. So I think they changed it, but we're gonna just search for our poor user who got infected. So let's go into the monitor. It is this. I think it is this user's being infected. I think. Oh no, actually, you guys know what? So this, you need to actually contain whatever you see in the logs. So it is this source IP. This is the internal. So when you get events, understanding the traffic flow is very important. So you need to see this is like understanding it is from source IP to this destination IP. So you know that it is outbound traffic. So because you can also know it is a outbound traffic by observing the destination port, which is a popular port. So you know that this is making outbound traffic, outbound HTTPS request to that destination address. So you want to contain this internal hosts which is being infected by this micro malware. So you want to search for it. It is not in the EDR. I'm not sure why. Maybe this is like a bug. I'm really not sure why it is not in the. It is a proxy. I'm not quite sure. I think. Oh yeah, so you cannot just search by like a source address. It is this one. So it is like a this IP address. So we need to. This is like 64 bits. I would assume it is a Windows 10 machine, and we can see the command history. Basically, this is like executing who am I IP config. So attackers identify the user's privileges, trying to executing some malicious DLL. So actually, if in fact, if you see that on the virus total, if you see the let me see the behaviors, you actually can see this malicious DLL is being executed once this Excel file is being ran. So that you know that this is being executed, and going to the browser histories. We didn't see anything malicious. I think yeah, you actually you did this on the June 13, which is the time this client being infected. We see that a couple browsers initiated by this Excel file is being locked by our endpoint security, and you can also see the network connections. I'm pretty sure this IP, this is like have the IP. We see that this on this June 13, we see that it is contains malicious two malicious remote C2 IPs. We see early, and we can also see the process lists. Process list, we can clearly see that it has some sort of export.exe, have some office exe, so those are expected, I think. But we didn't see any process. We didn't give us any more details. So we want to contain this Windows 10 server, Windows 10 machine. Just request to contain, right? Did I contain it? Yeah. So I contained it. So I'm going to choose next. Finish the playbook. You complete the playbook. Okay. So in this case, I can close the alert. You want to determine if it's a true positive, and then you want to give evidence. This notes is basically your evidence to support why you think it is a true positive. So in this case, you want to say confirmed outbound traffic, right, to malicious IP address. So basically, you want to communicate with your clients why this is a malicious, malicious C2 address. In this case, you want to like if you include any IP address in your client communication report, you always want to obfuscate it, right? So you can use CyberChief define IP address in this case, so that whatever the clients received this your report, they will not click your malicious IP, so the causes they are being infected. So you just wanted to define your obfuscate your IP so that they will be stay safe, right? You also wanna deobfuscate this one. Obfuscate this one. So confirm outbound traffic to malicious C2 addresses, and you also want to like you just want to give some more details that outbound confirmed outbound malicious traffic, right? Malicious traffic to malicious traffic to C2 address. Confirmed outbound traffic to C2 addresses, and you want to see the attachment is malicious. I think like you want to tell the client that like the host has been infected, so further investigation may be required. Actually, you want to tell confirmed outbound malicious traffic to C2 address. To C2 addresses, the attachment is confirmed malicious. Internal host has been contained. Right. So you want to give the remote malicious URL as well, but make sure that you obfuscate it before you send to the clients. So just tell a little bit about this incidents. In this case, if you work as a SOC analyst 1, so you really wanted to escalate this kind of case to the more senior SOC, more like a senior level SOC analyst, so they can do more analysis for you. But in this case, since I'm just doing a walkthrough, so I'm just gonna to like communicate with these clients what I see and what kind of actions I have already taken, which is I confirm this is outbound malicious traffic to this C2 addresses. The attachment is confirmed malicious. The internal host has been contained, and this is a C2 URIs. Perhaps I can also give like a DLL malicious DLL. Right, so just give like a little bit more details to the clients so that you can keep them happy, right? Malicious DLLs. Confirm outbound traffic, malicious traffic to this C2 address. The attachment is confirmed malicious. The internal host has been contained, and you give the URL to the clients, and you give the malicious DLL to the clients as well. And in this case, I can close the alerts, and I can continue. I can see my results. I got like 4 points, I think. Yeah, I got all of them correct. So so we can compare our notes to the editor's notes, which is, I think it's more professional compared to mine, but let's read it. So as a result of the sandbox analysis of the Excel file attached to the email, it is seen that it is harmful. In the sandbox analysis, C2 addresses are obtained when C2 addresses are searched through log management. It is seen that there is access, therefore it is understood that the malicious Excel file is wrong. So when the source address is determined on log management search on endpoint management, it is observed that it is a last PDR device. When the browser history and the network connection of the last PDR or PRD device are examined, it has been clarified that last PRD device communication with malicious addresses when last PRD CMD history is exempt, it is observed that the reg svr32 command, which is included in Exile 4.0 macros, is wrong. So, which this notes is really professional, and I'm kudos to the editors give this really professional summaries. So this is for today, and thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. So this is a really cool challenge, and it is really gonna really reflected what basically what a SOC analyst would do at every day-to-day job. So highly recommend you guys to check it out if you want to be a SOC analyst, or if you just work in a SOC and then you want to improve your skills, sharp your skills, and have some fun. So highly recommend you guys go to check it out, and thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time.